A very good afternoon to everyone. On the behalf of Society for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, SINE IIT Bombay, I welcome you all to this outreach session for BIRAC's Biotechnology Ignition Grant. We are all here today because BIRAC has opened the new called 25th call of Biotechnology Ignition Grant. And I want to thank sincerely to our ecosystem partners who has agreed to collaborate with us for this session. Initial 5 minutes I'll take to thank our collaborator and give a brief description about them. Then we'll get into the today's topic. So I want to thank Darby Foundation. It is a Section 8 company hosted by the Ananda Sagar Institute, Bangalore. Darby Foundation is supported by various government program and department like DST, METI, DPIIT, DBT, etc. It is incepted in 2015, has directly supported over 200 startups in the area of healthcare, medtech, co-care devices, educational tech, and many more. We also have today ACIC BMU. It is a incubation center set up by BML Munjal University in collaboration with Auto Innovation Mission. The ACIC BMU Foundation fosters innovation and entrepreneurship among students, faculty, and wider community. To date, it has supported more than 100 startups with external funding raised over 65 crores and a combined valuation of around 350 crores. I am to thank Crescent Innovation and Incubation Council, which is incorporated on 2019 to support deep tech startups, including 130 startups. They also supports programs like Nidhi Praya, Startup India Seed Fund, METI, Samri, and many more. We have GH Raisani Technology Business Incubator Foundation, which is a startup in Nagpur, Maharashtra. It is supported by Department of Science and Technology under their TBI program. Raisani has incubated more than 100 startups and empowered over more than 300 founders in India. They have various grant programs such as CSR grants like HDFC Parivartan and government grants like Nidhi EIR, Nidhi SSF, Sarthi, and many more. We have TSIC, it's a Technology Innovation and Startup Center located in IIT Jodhpur. TSIC offer seed funding in connection, also offer connection with network of investors, skill development opportunities to workshops and seminars and many more. We have IIT G Bionest over here today. IIT G Bionest has emerged as a leading bioincubator of Northeast with supporting startups in product development, IIT G collaboration, mentoring, and workers infrastructure. It has started its operation in 2021. The focus area are healthcare, agri-tech, and clean energy. Currently, they have more than 50 startups. Sri Ramchandra Innovation and Incubation Center at Sri Ramchandra Institute of Higher Education and Research is a healthcare-centered incubator with state-of-art facilities that include access to more than 1,000-bedded tertiary care hospital, a full-fledged clinical trial division, and a GLP accredited small animal facility and multiple research laboratory. They have a setup under Bionest program by Biotechnology Industry Research Assistant Council, which is BIRAC. We also have SIMS Nagpur, is a healthcare provided incubation center working in the field of medical diagnostics and biotechnology. SIMS Nagpur has previously hosted startups who has obtained DLG grants. We also have JSS Steps, which is established in 1999. It's a DST-supported technology business incubator fostering innovation across deep tech, agri-tech, medtech, and sustainability domains. They have around more than 350 startups incubated and 16 crore sanctioned under various schemes like Nidhi, TBD, MSME, and Startup India Seed Fund. We also have the Deshpande startup. It is a two-state government recognized technology business incubation center here. It is established under DST NSTEDB and based in Hubli, Karnataka. It is supported by various government programs like METI, Nidhi, Startup India Seed Fund, and has supported more than 500 startups so far. We have SCOTS, it's an innovation, incubation, and entrepreneurship Center in Sherry Kashmir University of Agriculture, Science and Tech. It is a newly developed incubation center, but although it's a newly developed, they have their thirsty and agriculture, health tech, and they have already supported more than 6 BIG grantees. We also have Atal Incubation Center, THAP, which is sanctioned under Atal Incubation Mission and support deep tech startups in their application and thirst areas, healthcare, life science, and urban modalities. They have already supported more than 2,000 startups and they are located in Hyderabad, and almost $2 billion fund has been raised by their startups. We have Atal Incubation Center, CCMB. It is a premier incubator focused on promoting entrepreneurship in life sciences and support startups in health, pharmaceutical, and biotechnology. AICCCMB is one of the largest facility of shared with research industry standard. It is supported by various government programs like Nidhi Sparsh, also supported by TIDES, has supported more than 200 startups, and the startups has filed more than 90 patents so far. With this, I thank you all for joining us today, and I want to start today's outreach. So the focus of today's discussion will be Biotechnology Ignition Grant. Many of you must be aware of this grant, but I'll take you through this brief overview of this grant and also the revised guideline. Recently, BIRAC has come up with a revised guideline. I'll be discussing that. I'll also discuss about this evaluation process. It is a very highly competitive grant in the field of biotechnology, and I'll be discussing the evaluation process for the same. Budget discuss, I'll be also discuss around the budget. And in my last few slides, I'll discuss how you should write an effective BIG grant. What are the nuances, what things one should be taking care of when they're writing a grant. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand. I'll be taking these questions at the end of this presentation. You can also write to me in the chat box, and I'll try to give answer to the questions as much as possible. So who we are SINE IIT Bombay. It's a technology business incubator set up in IIT Bombay, supported by various programs. One of them are BIRAC Bionist. We are also supported by Department of Science and Technology, and SINE is one of the 8 BIG partner. What we support startups from start to scale through our various level of program, like pre-incubation, when you are doing a proof of concept. You are just toying with an idea and trying to make something tangible out of it. We also have incubation, acceleration program, and partnership program with various government and industry connect. So here we have a multiple incubators today, and there are a number of startups. And what incubators generally offer? They offer infrastructure, they offer access to their facilities, they offer lab, office space, space to mentoring, hand-holding, exposure to ecosystem. They also offer funding, connect to investor. SINE also does the same in this incubation field. What is our role as a BIG implementation partner? So throughout this discussion, I'll be mentioning two things. One is BIG partner, and another one is your incubator. So SINE as a BIG partner, we help in grant writing support and also give pre-application mentoring. So we organize this kind of outreach, and if anyone an willing applicant approaches us with their application, we help them in grant writing, in shaping up their application. We also provide support during the evaluation procedure. So BIG is a multi-step evaluation procedure is followed in BIG, and we handhold the applicant from start to end during their BIG journey. We also provide support during due diligence. Now, if you get the grant, you have to onboard. We provide support at that time. We provide support during the BIG tenure. So it's an 18 months project for ideation to prototype development. And for this tenure, if you get the grant for this tenure, you will be closely associated with SINE as a BIG partner. We will disburse the money. We disburse your grant money. We'll monitor your project development. project progress. We'll do provide mentorship, we'll do hand-holding and any kinds of support you need at the time of BIG, you can reach out to your BIG partner. We also provide incubation as we are located in IIT Bombay. Our startups, our grantees get access to IIT ecosystem. We also provide various IP regulatory support and business mentoring and industry connect. Now, it is an online application, and although we are located in Maharashtra, since it is an online application, our application is not limited to Maharashtra or Western zone. As you can see, we got application from all over India because one can, and for incubations also, we have our grantees who are incubated, physically located in other spaces, other locations as well. So what is the role of BIG partner? I have already discussed. BIG partner will help in your application, help in the evaluation process, help in onboarding, and also do project monitoring, disburse your fund. What does incubator do? So it is a mandate that when you are getting a BIG grant, you have to be incubated in an incubator. Incubator will also provide you supports during this tenure. They will provide you support with space, office space, lab space, laboratory infrastructure, mentorship, scientific guidance, and many more. Now, what is BIRAC? So BIRAC is a Section 8 company spin-off from Department of Biotechnology, and BIRAC works in fostering entrepreneurship in India in the field of biotechnology. Now, BIRAC has various funding programs that support from initiation from the ideation stage to market. So, BIG is one of the grant which supports early stage innovator. And if your product is in some late stage, you can also apply for other BIRAC grants like CBRI, BIPP, CRS, and many more. With this, I will concentrate on today's topic, which is Biotechnology Ignition Grant. So it is a 50 lakh grant money. The royalty, there was previously a royalty involved with BIG grant. From this call, they have removed the royalty clause. So it is exclusively a 50 lakh grant money given to early stage startups for taking their idea to prototype to market. So if you have an idea or you have some preliminary data, you want to make a prototype out of it and commercialize that, BIG is for you. What is aims? The aim is to make Indian biotechnology, healthcare, medtech, agritech startups globally competitive, to help them to translate their idea into commercially viable product. So this is a brief overview of BIRAC. As I mentioned, this is a BIG 25th call, and so far more than 1,000 products has been supported through BIG. Among them, 200 products are in market. BIG grantees have filed more than 800 IPs. I'll discuss briefly about the importance of IP later. And they're able to raise around more than 3,000 CR follow-on funding. So first, I'll take you through about the eligibility. Who can apply for BIG grant? From this call onwards, BIG grant is open for early stage startups. The startups can be private limited or LLP. The age of the startup should be less than 5 years. So the company and LLP should be incorporated as or after 1st November 2020. So that makes them eligible to apply for BIG 25 call. More than 50% of the share of this company has to be with Indian citizen. The company LLP should be represented by a project leader. Now, when a company is applying for BIG, they will have to have a project leader. The project leader has to have some kind of stake in that company. At the same time, the qualification of the project leader should be graduate. He or she should be technically qualified to defend that project, to work on that project, and he or she has to actually defend the project at the time of evaluation. There is a ineligibility clause. Suppose your company has a promoter and he or she has 30% share, more than 20% share. Now, this person is also shareholder in another biotech company and they have more than, now that biotech company has already got a BIG grant. Then that makes this present company ineligible. At the same time, if that biotech company is more than 5 year old, then also your present company will become ineligible. So when you are planning to apply for BIG, please get your eligibility criteria straight, because if it is not, your application will be rejected after the first round. Just giving it. So what types of projects are supported through BIG? BIG supported, it's as a name implied, is a biotechnology ignition grant, but it is not exactly limited to biotechnology. So if your proposal is in the field of medtech, device, diagnostics, biopharma, biotherapeutics, bioinformatics, agri-tech projects like secondary and vet agriculture and vet science, industrial biotechnology project in the field of clean energy, sanitation, waste management, and any proposal which is working in the field of AI, ML, IoT, robotics, automation, software or engineering, which can be utilized in the field of biotechnology, healthcare, agriculture, all these projects can be supported through BIG. One thing is very important, it is an early stage innovation grant given to very early stage startup. So the level of the technology readiness level of your proposal should be below 4. If you are above, what does it mean by below 4? It should have some preliminary data. It should not, the prototype has not been made completely. You probably have a first or second iteration of your prototype. The validation is still yet to be done, and the project should be at preclinical stage for medical devices or device which you are working in the clinical setting. You should be before up to preclinical stage. If you are asking money for clinical trial or agricultural trial, BIG is not for you. You can explore other BIRAC grants like BIPP, CBRI for that. So BIG is a very involved application, and each application is actually judged through various stages. So the first level is eligibility check. When you apply for BIG, your BIG and choose a BIG partner. So at the first page of a BIG application, you have to choose a BIG partner. So application will come to the partner, and partner will do the first level of eligibility check, where we look at all the supporting documents, where the application is complete, where the theme which you have been selected is correct, where it is you are legally eligible, is the startup is less than 5 year old, is the stakeholders share are at place, is the proposal plagiarism free. All these things we check in the first go, and the application which passes through eligibility criteria will go for an online review. Now online review is two stage. In first stage, application which you have submitted online are reviewed by 3 to 5 evaluators. At the same time, you will have to submit a recorded short presentation to your BIG partner, and this presentation will be reviewed by a review committee. Now, from the written application and from the recorded presentation, if the reviewer decided on a cutoff, an application which scored above the cutoff, application which are accepted, will go for the next stage of evaluation, which is technical evaluation panel. Now, what happens in technical evaluation panel? You have to submit a presentation, or that can be a face-to-face presentation of 8 minutes, followed by a discussion in BIRAC's committee. Now, BIRAC committee constituted of 6, 7, 8 number of people. And who are these reviewers? I'll be discussing it in the next slide. Now, after TP, a theme-wise cutoff marks is decided and proposal which are accepted are presented in ESC committee, where final decision of which proposal will get this grant are decided on. Now again, when you got this grant, you come back to your BIG partner. BIG partner do the due diligence. There will be a milestone setup. There will be an objective setup, because although it is, I have mentioned it's a 50 lakh grant, the grant is given milestone wise. And your partner will finalize everything and do the onboarding. So who are the evaluators? You have seen that your project will be evaluated at least twice by BIRAC approved list of domain expert, technical expert, scientist, industry expert, IP expert, regulatory people. Reviewers partnering to your proposal are assigned to assigned, and there are a scoring done on the based on BIRAC approved criteria. So what are the parameters? Now, what are the BIRAC approved criteria? There are 5 parameters under which BIG proposals are evaluated. Now, this is a very important slide, because when you submit your proposal, you will see you have to write all these things. At the same time, when you are submitting a PPT, you will have to work on all this part. So the first point is an unmet need. When you are working on a BIG proposal, which is very important, one of the very important parameter is just give me a minute. Sorry. So when you are applying for BIG, it is very important the proposal you are submitting has some pertinent need. What is the need of the society? What is the need of your market? That is very important. Are you addressing a really pressing problem, or you are addressing something which is not really that great? That thing are evaluated in BIG. Another important parameter is value proposition and differentiation. So for value proposition means what value you are bringing to the table. Is your product is a import substitution? Is your product addressing a bigger market or a niche market? Is your product different than the existing solution in the market? All these things comes under value proposition. Now, you also have to do a comparative analysis with your competitors. Let me give you an example here. Suppose you are going to make a non-invasive continuous glucose monitoring device. And we are all aware there are multiple such devices in the market. So when you are proposing, you have to judge how is your device different than the existing solution. There might be a thing that technology is different, which is very good and which is needed for BIG. But at the same time, how marketing accepting your product in a how market is accepting your product. Is your product more sensitive, cheaper than the existing solution, gives longer data, gives more reliable data? All these things you have to judge and describe in your proposal. Another thing is a technical viability. So TP is a technical evaluation panel, and reviewers actually look at your data to find out the claim you are making, whether it is technically feasible to do. Now, when you are doing some experiment in R&D, it is okay. We can do in a small scale, and many things are possible. But when you are going to market, going to commercialize your product, you have to scale up. So the problem you are addressing, the solution you are coming up with, are you really able to scale it up? That thing will come under technical viability. Suppose you are making a media. It's a media to culture melanocyte. It's a serum-free media. You are using raw material, really costly raw material. You are actually importing those raw material from outside and made it, and you made 100 ml of media, works perfectly fantastic in the lab. But when you are going to scale it up, will you be able to do the same? That thing you have to decide. Another thing is challenges. When you will be doing an R&D, which is a part of your BIG, and when you are going for a scale up, or when you are going to market, there might be some challenges. There might be technical challenges. There might be challenges in the field of regulatory. There might be challenges for IP when you have devised one proposal, worked on some kind of product, and later you find out that somebody has already had an IP on it and you don't have a freedom to operate. All these things will come under technical viability. And all these things you have to work on, do your homework when you're writing a BIG project. Another very, very important thing is team strength. Now, it's not going to be a one-man army. It will be a number of people working together. Somebody may be working on technical aspect, somebody working on a computational aspect, somebody is a clinician, somebody is working on the business aspect. So you need all these people to run a successful business, and BIG is the stepping stone for that. So what you need is a team with complementary skill set, a well-rounded team. And also another thing is very important. If you are working on a project which will be used in a clinical setup, it is important that you have a clinical mentor onboarded. So for team, you can have two type of a team. One is a core team who will be actually working, and one is an advisory team who will advise you, who will handle you, who will guide you through your project. So when you are making a team, think about it. And last but not the least is the business potential of your project. Because you are anyway, at the day's end, you are going to make a product and going to sell it. So it has to have a market for it. So when you are planning, you should think from the perspective of the market, whether is the market big or is the market a niche market? Is there really a need? Does really people wants to buy your product? How you are going to, what would be your go to market strategy? All these things are evaluated in BIG proposal. So what are the key consideration for a strong BIG proposal? You have to focus on a pressing unmet need with a very strong value proposition. You need a novelty and competitive landscape. It's a biotechnology ignition grant. It is given for a very deep text project. So there should be a novelty. You have to present a very clear commercial strategy. Demonstrate awareness of challenges and preparedness to address them. What challenges might come? Maybe you are making a medical device, a implantable medical device, which will come with a very long regulatory pathway. You should be aware of that when you are developing, when you are starting working on that. Also make sure when you are applying for BIG, you are giving objective on which you will be working for 18 months. So the objective should be realistic in terms of the funding cap, that is 50 lakh, and which can be achievable in 18 months. You have to have the patent right or IP protection in place, and you should also talk to the stakeholders. Stakeholder means your client, potential client. Suppose for the diabetic glucose monitoring kit, who is your potential client? Are doctors your client? Are medical shops your client? Or hospitals your client? Or the general population, diabetic population is your client? So you have to talk to the clients. You have to talk to the doctors. You have to talk to your business mentor. All this, you have to talk to all kinds of stakeholders. Now, with this, I will discuss on how to write a successful grant. So the first thing is you have to sorry. The first thing is your problem statement. What is the problem you are solving and how? Technical know-how. How you are solving it. What technical data you have. Do you have a preliminary data? Great. Do you have more than preliminary data? Better. But if you do not have any data, have you done your secondary research? Have you read through papers? Did Google search, go even to PubMed and find out how people are solving this kind of problem. Everything has to be presented in your presentation. You also have to do a end user mapping. Just I said, who is your client? Who is it, a B2B or is it a B2C? Who is the stakeholders? That you have to do. And also your competitors. In BIG grants, many times we saw people come up with a very novel idea and they say, I do not have any competitor, which is a very novice things to say. Never say that, कि I do not have any competitor. You always have, suppose you are coming up with a unconventional technology to detect thalassemia, but there are conventional technology. That conventional technology will be your competitor. So make a clear-cut idea about your competitive landscape. And when you are uploading your data, there has to be a concept note. Now, a concept note will be a very short presentation. It is a 1 or 2 page, giving a brief description of your problem statement and the solution along with images, infographics, not a lot of writing, very less writing, but very crisp. You also give a novelty note mentioning how your proposal novel and what is the roadmap for 3 to 5 years. It's a 18 months is the starting of this project. You are reaching probably TRL 5 or 6, but you have to go to market. You have to reach TRL 9. So what is your roadmap? Is there any data? The detail of your team members? Everything has to be presented in your grant. So our effective presentation will have a proof of principle, preliminary data, pictures, short videos if you have a product made, if you have a first cut or first iteration, probably you don't have an iteration also. You have something like you just have a video, a computer generated image, how your product will look like. Put that. Spend a lot of time on finding your competitors, what they are doing and how you are different from them. Also spend a lot of time in mapping your end user. Highlight the expertise of your team and also have the mentor onboarded. Team, when you are going for an entrepreneurship, is a really, really important thing. So BIG grant evaluation also takes care of that. So now I'll give you a very brief when you are writing how you prepare your proposal. First comes a title. A title should be crisp, but it should be informative. In the left hand side, you see it is written happy smile. What does it mean? Nothing. Nothing. It means nothing to me. But actually, it was a proposal. They were trying to map some app to detect health, oral health. It is not coming out at all from this title. On the contrary, in the right side, the title says solar power driven garbage picking and segregating machine. It says everything what this proposal is on. It is a proposal of a garbage picking machine which will be driven by solar power. That means environmental friendly, and it will make a segregated machine. So it's a green energy in the IBT proposal in the field of waste management and green energy. Another important thing is concept note. Upload a concept note which is short, with single paragraph and with infographics. Nobody has a lot of time because there is a huge number of, we first get a huge number of proposal. Nobody have that much of time to read. So nobody will read a long concept note. Another important thing is preliminary data, which I have mentioned. You need to have a preliminary data. If you do not have a preliminary data, you need to have some secondary data, which is very, very important. See, over here in the left side, somebody has made a wound healing patch, which can be activated to by cooling. But they have given no wound healing data. It's not supporting their claim. You are making a claim which you cannot substantiate at the time of your BIG proposal. Reviewers are not happy with this kind of writing. But if you have made if that startup has made a patch, characterizes it, compare it with the existing one, established what is the advantage, how it is better, showed some kind of wound healing data, that would have made a more better prepared proposal. So please be mindful of that. The body of the proposal, there should be information with a definite outcome. You give a lot of information, but there is no conclusion. That makes no sense. So make sure that there is not a maze of information. And also the team member. One member, one person team does not work. You need a team with complementary ability, a well-rounded team for your proposal. So what are the general tips when you are writing a grant? A realistic and clear project goal, reasonable and justified budget, be specific, informative, avoid redundancy. Establish a clear, organized structure with heading. Use short paragraphs, bullet, number list. Nobody wants to read a lot of things, but at the same time, they want to have that information. So make it bulleted. Always remember who your audience is. For BIG, your audiences are expert, the technical expert, IP expert, regulatory expert, business mentors. Remember that. And very, very important tips about grant writing is rewrite. Your first draft should never be your last draft. Take your time out for writing for BIG and rewrite. What is the language of grant? Use clear, conscious language and active voice. Do not use jargon. Make your point as directly as possible. Be very consistent with terms, reference, and writing style. Spell out all acronyms on the first reference. Do not expect the reviewers to know what acronym you are writing. Spell it out. And do not make any claim which you cannot substantiate. Now I said I'll be discussing project budgeting. It is a 50 lakh grant, but it's a milestone based grant. When you get this grant, you sign the agreement, you got a part of the grant. And after 6 months, there will be a review meeting. If the reviewers are satisfied with the progress, you get another grant. But the money you can utilize in non-recurring and recurring head. Non-recurring head is equipment cost and recurring budget is manpower, consumable, incubation space rental, travel, IP, outsourcing, and any other operational cost. This is one of the early stage grant where you get money for manpower. So now it will be a repetition, but I wanted to discuss a very quick checklist for preparing your BIG application. When you register in BIRAC portal, try to open your application. You will see exactly this flow in the website. So I just want you to be ready. There will be a number of documents which you have to procure and which you have to prepare when you start submitting your application online. So I just want to discuss those. Documents required for eligibility, you have to get hold of these documents, which is a government approved proof of Indian citizenship, like valid passport. You need applicant companies documents like CIN, AOA, MOA, PAN, shareholding patterns. For LLP, there is no AOA, MOA, but you have to provide the agreement. You have to give detail of the parent company, details of principal investigator, details of team member, advisor, mentor, and their resume. It is very important because your BIG partner will look at your principal investigator and scientific advisor's resume and to understand whether they are filling in the eligibility criteria. So make sure you are are ready with all this document and submitting all this document at the time of application. Because if you are not submitting enough document for checking your eligibility, your application may not be considered for the next round of evaluation. Now there is a technical preparation for BIG application. First, you have to write a short proposal summary of maximum 200 words with concept note. Short concept note, very less writing, maybe one paragraph with image, infographics. You also have to write a project objective, what you are going to do, methodology, how you are going to do, work plan, all the work plan and alternate strategy, what challenges you may find and what is your plan to overcome that. You have to give a table for competitors and differentiation. You also have to present opportunity. in this, what in line with your problem statement, what you are going to work on, what is their opportunity, what are the challenges. You have to present the preliminary data. You have to provide what is the current TRL of level of your project and what is the end expected outcome and end TRL. Your plan for commercialization, go-to-market strategy, market entry, timeline for market entry, and milestone has to be provided. If you have any patent related to the project, please submit that. If you have any ethical, legal, safety, regulatory related document, please upload that along with your application. You also have to upload a non-plagiarism declaration and a relevant presentation to be uploaded. Now, when you are uploading the presentation, you will get a format in the BIRAC portal. You can also reach out to your BIG partner of your choice who can give you that for the same format, who can also help you discuss how to write, how to make this presentation. Now, documents, there are few documents which is required if your application pass through an online reviewer, you are going to present in front of the technical expert panel. If you need an undertaking from scientific advisor or mentor to serve as an honorary advisor means they cannot take money from BIG as manpower. You have to take undertaking from the key members of the technical team who will mention who will be working on what aspect of this project. A letter of, if you are already incubated, you can provide the MOU with your incubator. If you are not incubated, you reach out to your incubator of choice. You can also reach out to a BIG partner for a letter of interest from the incubator. And you will also have to provide a relevant presentation. As I already mentioned, if your application is through online review, before TP, BIG partner will give will do mentoring. They help you to make your TP presentation, and SINE will also be doing the same. So these are the SINE BIG impact. We are here from BIG 15 call. So far we have supported at around 56 grantees in different areas like medtech, agritech, industrial biotech, and 50% of our grantee has successfully completed BIG. Successfully means they have completed BIG at proper time, at due, and they are taking their ideas product forward. 5 of our project is already commercialized, and SINE BIG grantee are able to raise around 200 CR follow-on funding. So things to keep in mind, you have to start your application process early. You log in the BIRAC portal, check what are required, make your application, rewrite it, and start it. Get hold of all kinds of preliminary data, supporting documents, and submit at least 1 day prior. Remember, the deadline is 30th November, 5:30 p.m. And if you have any query, you can write to us. With this, thank you very much for joining us today, and I'm happy to take questions. Hi, Saurav. Yes, Saurav, if you can speak.
Yes, hi ma'am. Thank you so much for the presentation. What I wanted to ask is, in your financials, you mentioned that manufacturing or equipment costs are going to be included. So, is there a breakup as to how much of that grant could be these different line items? For example, sometimes it is mentioned that your overhead or fixed project cost cannot be more than 30%, or manpower cannot be more than 25%. Are those
Saurav,
guidelines available?
the guideline will be available with your BIG partner. Okay.
Okay.
If you when you get the grant, when you are planning for your, when you're finalizing your objective, finalizing your milestone, then that time you have to reach out to all the vendors, find out what are the quotations they are. Suppose you are going to buy a centrifuge. Suppose you are going to buy maybe a fridge or something. I'm just giving an example. So what the cost will be, and that point of time, BIG partner will help you with the exact costing.
Right. Right. Okay.
Um, Ashwani Bansal. Ashwani, may I know your questions, please? If anyone has any question, you can also write down in the chat box. I'll try to give answer to that.
My question to you is, in case of a startup uh, is owned by another company 100%, so whether can you guide me on the ineligibility or eligibility criteria? Where does it fit into?
Sorry, Ashwani. I'm not able to understand your question. Your
I
startup,
repeat, if example, yeah, a startup is owned by another company.
and what do you mean by owned by another company? It is a private limited or LLP?
Yeah, private limited company owned by another company, 100% owned by another company, parent company.
So there is a parent company. Okay, I understood. But what is the age of this startup?
2025 born.
Okay, this is a very new startup. What is the age of the parent company?
Parent company is old, around 8, 9 year old company.
Okay. Does both the company work in same field related to
Yes.
BIG? Healthcare,
No,
biotech?
BIG grant is not taken by the parent company
That is
anytime.
okay. That is okay. But does both the company works in the same field?
Yeah, this is the new company will be the marketing arm of the parent company.
So, Ashwani, BIG is a biotechnology ignition grant is given for a prototype development. It's more for a R&D, doing R&D, make
R&D,
your
I mean,
prototype.
I'm sorry. I mean, I wanted to elaborate some furthermore. Further research and new product research and marketing thing will be done in the new company. That is what I'm
But new
mentioning.
product research will be there. But the
Yeah.
stakeholders in this new company and the old company are the same.
No, stakeholder, how does, I mean, stakeholder is 100% owned by the company itself, no? So,
Okay. Ashwani, I think I need to understand more. Okay, there is more things I need to have a clarity on. If you can write to me in sign IITB, I'll be able to guide you better on this. I just
uh,
share my
I have your,
screen.
I have your number, so I will separately discuss this point with you, ma'am.
Sure. That would be better. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hmm. Hi, Kritika.
Hi, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, Kritika. May I know your question, please?
Ma'am, actually, we are already incubated in a institute, but it's not a part of BioNest. So, can we select our
Yes.
institute or any other?
Yes, you can. You can select your institute. If you get the grant, your BIG partner will do a due diligence with your incubator, but it does not necessarily need to be a BioNest.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Hmm. Hi, Nishant. May I know your questions, please?
Yeah, hi. Thank you very much for your presentation. So we don't have any physical product. We are an agri-tech startup, and we are a SaaS. So additionally, recently we got a convertible debt from the SISF. So can we apply for the big grant?
Can you elaborate a bit more on that?
Yeah, we are an agri-tech startup and we are a SaaS. We don't have any physical product or a prototype for physical product.
Okay, you
We
have an app-based product. You have an
Yes,
app-based product in
yes,
agriculture domain.
yes,
Yes, you can
and
apply for BIG grant.
yes, and we recently received a debt from a SISF grant of 25 lakhs. So, are we eligible to apply for big?
That doesn't disqualify you for a BIG. You can apply for BIG with a SaaS product. If you get the grant, you have to make sure that the money taken out from the debt fund should be utilized. The milestone, which for debt fund and milestone for BIG has to be different. You cannot take money for the same project, same milestone from two different grants. When you're
Okay,
working, the milestone has to be different. Other than that, you can apply.
can we apply for the big grant for the to polish our existing product or existing prototype? Means we have stage one product ready with us.
In that case, Nishant, right? Sorry, I forget your name. Nishant. So in that case, Nishant, please write to me. Take me through your application, your proposal, and that will help me to understand at what stage of TRL you are. Because sometimes startup thinks they are at TRL 5, but in actually as per BIRAC guidelines, they are at TRL 3. So
Can I?
without knowing
Okay.
that, I'll not be able to come in. So write to me. We'll guide you.
Please provide your email ID.
SINE underscore. I shared it. Just a minute. Let me share my screen. I think it is visible now in the screen.
The same sign big at
Yes.
signeiitb.org.
Yes. I take care of this email ID as well. So write to
Okay.
me. I'll respond. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you,
Thank
Nishant.
you very much.
Jyoti, you have any question?
Yes, ma'am. I'm from IIT Jodhpur. Ma'am, my question is that I have a product. Technical part is done. So can I apply in this PIG grant? Can I apply for that?
See, Jyoti, if you can share what product is it?
Ma'am, it is a kit that detects bacterial contamination in water. So technical part is done. Product is ready. Just need to commercialize it.
Okay.
And
Okay. Jyoti, as I mentioned, the product has to be below TRL 4. Okay. And I understand what I have are you from a startup or you are individual?
ma'am, I'm from startup. I have startup.
You are from a startup. Okay.
Yes.
So Jyoti, write to me. I'm the same answer I have given to Nishant because it is difficult for me. I don't know anything about this product. So difficult for me to analyze what stage TRL level as per BIG guideline BIRAC guideline you are in. So write to me. I'll look at your proposal and I'll be able to guide you better whether you are eligible for BIG or you are beyond the scope of BIG.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. We have few more questions here. I'll just try to answer as much as is possible. So somebody has written, I'm a founder of mental wellness company. Can I apply? So mental wellness, if it is come in the space of health technology, yes, you can apply. But obviously, your proposal will be assessed with all the parameters that I have discussed. Somebody looking for a recording for reference. Okay. So this presentation will be uploaded in SINE IIT Bombay YouTube channel. There is already one, we have already done one session and that that is already uploaded there. You can go and find it. Somebody has mentioned they are building an agricultural product for sustainable irrigation and spraying. So am I eligible for this scheme under agriculture? Yes, Jaul Haq, you are eligible for this scheme under agriculture. I have received a Nidhi Prayas on my idea. After that, I registered a private limited company, currently at TRL level 3. Will I be eligible for the BIG? Yes. Kumar Kalika, you can apply for BIG. Just make sure that milestone of your Nidhi Prayas and your BIG should not be same. It can be same product that you probably have some ideation, very preliminary data, made some preliminary work with Nidhi Prayas and now you want to build it on in BIG, you can do that. Can you please share my email ID? My email ID is SINE, SINE underscore BIG @sineIITB.org. If a company we have our own space, but do we still think okay. So Vanita, if you have a company, if you have our own space, own R&D, then if you get the grant, your BIG partner do a assessment whether your own space is sufficient for you to work on this grant, work on this project. Do you need to have already any product or prototype? No, you don't need to have the BIG grant is given for making the prototype. So you really don't need to have a prototype already. But what is uh, looked upon very favorably, if you have some kind of preliminary data, some kind of first cut of your prototype, something to substantiate your claim. Okay, I am going to make this in 18 months of time, and the foundation is already being done. Those kind of things are looked up. I think I have answered. Okay, there is one more person, Shushant Jha. Shushant, may I know what is your question?
Yeah, ma'am. And the thing is that suppose if the grant of 50 lakhs is exhausted, and after that also, the process needs more funding, then how to procure that?
So if your fund is exhausted, so when you are applying for BIG, the funding cap is 50 lakh. And what you are planning, the planning has to be, what you are planning to do in BIG, you have to finish it within 50 lakh. If you need more money, then you have to look for some other grant or probably your own money, or you go for fundraising to some other place to support that. BIG does not give you money more than 50 lakh.
Ma'am, another thing, ma'am, the BIRAC listed company is mentioned in any website or any link so that we can see that which all companies are listed in BIRAC.
You go to the BIRAC website, you will find that.
You'll find all the details. So
Yes.
startups are also listed.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Aji Abdul Jabbar Khan, may I know your question, please?
Yes, good evening, ma'am. It was regarding the eligibility. As you mentioned that if we have a company and in our company, one of the promoters having a stake more than 20% in another uneligible company. So in ineligible company, what companies do come? So one, you expressed clearly that if it is a biotech company, then it might be a problem.
If it is a biotech company and the age is more than 5 years, then it's a problem. And if it is a biotech company, maybe less than 5-year-old or more than 5-year-old, but already got BIG grant, then it's a problem. Because BIG grant is given to only once.
Okay, so the thing is that the promoter, one of our promoters, is a part of a company which actually is not a biotech company, but it has actually received a BIG grant in the past. Not openly a biotech company as such, like agricultural-based company.
But yes, he got a BIG grant. So we'll consider this as a biotech company. So does it have more than 20% shareholder in your company? Does he have that?
Yeah, he has a 20% shareholding, more than 20%.
No, that would be a problem.
Okay. At the time of application, it shouldn't be like that, right?
No.
Okay, this is clear. Second, as you mentioned that in the process of application to BIG, we have to have some preliminary data. So in that case, what happened is with one of the medical device that we were working on, we have actually collected the preliminary data based on the funding that was received for it, because there was a proof kind of idea that we had to develop. Only after developing it can we get the preliminary data. So we actually got the funding called as Nidhi Prayas for it. So we actually kind of developed a vague in order to just understand how it will function.
I understood your question.
Yes.
I understood your question, Abdul. Your question is, you have a proposal, you got a Nidhi Prayas for that, you have done some experiment, done some work, and now you want to apply in BIG to take this project forward. Is it
correct?
Can you apply?
Yes,
you can apply.
Okay, understood, ma'am. So there is also no problem that we have received some grant which
No.
was used to collect
The
preliminary
milestone
data.
has to be different. Milestone has to be different. The work you
True,
are going to
understood.
do, it has to be different.
So we can take this product ahead to MVP
Yes.
stage and to
Yes.
get it
Yes.
commercialized under
Yes.
BIG.
Yes.
Okay, and does SINE IIT, as you mentioned, is one of the TBIs that can support medical devices, or there are other TBIs that support specifically medical devices pertaining to dental innovations?
That you have to find out, Abdul. In this platform, I'll not be able to talk like this. But if you can see,
Okay.
there are a
Hmm.
huge number of TBIs associated with us, collaborating with us for this session, including SINE IIT Bombay. So you find an TBI of your choice where you can do your work. You have to also look at the location. When you're choosing a BIG partner, it can be anywhere in India. There is no location
Okay.
specificity. But when you are looking for
Okay.
a TBI where you are going to work, actually physically work, maybe your
Yes.
location specificity, there will be a choice for location. Do consider
Okay.
all those things.
Okay, understood. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you. And I have another question. So this 5 of 5, I'll be having this discussion and for another 5 minutes. And then if you have any question which has been are not resolved, please write to me. So somebody is incubated in IIT Mandi Catalyst, which has been selected as a Bioness Center, not in the list of BIG partner. Yes, IIT Mandi is not a BIG partner. And when you are applying for BIG, there are two components. One is your BIG partner, another one is your incubator. IIT Mandi Catalyst can be your incubator, and you have to choose a BIG partner. Mitali has written, I'm developing a device where the technology is not groundbreaking, already exists, but it's a product by the modification or impactful. I do not have a prototype yet. How would I carry out a clinical comparative study along with the existing device in the market? Okay, Mitali, I request you write to me because I need to understand at what stage is your proposal is, at what stage is your product is, and then only I'll be able to help you how to make a clinical comparison study along it. Our YouTube channel is SINE IIT Bombay YouTube channel. The big application has to go through big partner only. When you are doing your BIG application, you have to choose a BIG partner. You have to choose a BIG partner in the first page only. And whichever BIG partner you will choose, your application will go to them. Saurav has written, yes, Saurav, you can ask these follow-up questions.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. My question is related to the solution that we are going to submit. It is related to hardware devices, and what we are doing at this stage is we have procured like about 20, and we have at this stage till today we have just ensured that we can read the data from that and understand. For example, it takes measurements of your vital parameters like SpO2, heart rate, BPM, these kind of things. And this is where we are at this stage. Our actual solution is to use AI/ML modeling on top of existing data and provide predictive analytics for medical conditions of patient, including remote monitoring, because everyone
Okay.
cannot afford a hospital bed in rural areas. So that is our solution. So far, we don't have any testing against a data set which says that if such and such is the parameters, then this is, patient is having heart stroke, right? But those are the models that we want to develop in the future. So using this hardware and this, AI combination, is that a good submission or within the scope of BIG?
It is within the scope of BIG.
Right. Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. So if we do not have any more questions, I have answered all the questions here. I want to thank you one more time to take your time out. And I also want to suggest you choose your BIG partner. You can approach them. You can also approach me to help with your application. And please start writing early. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.